Hello. So workout one of the series that I'm going to do on Patreon is going to be 5 exercises, and we're going to do them twice, so it's 2 circuits, and we're going to set an interval timer so that it's 30 seconds of work to 30 seconds rest. We have a little bit of a breather in between the circuits and then we go again. Now, because it's just a quick workout, make sure that you've warmed up before, and one of my favourite ways to warm up actually is to just have a dance to a favourite song. So literally just put on your favourite song and dance about, or you could choose a quick 5-minute warm up from YouTube. I will film some warm up videos in the future so that we'll have a bit of a library. And I'm not going to go through all of the teaching points whilst we're doing the circuit, but there will be an attachment for you that will go through teaching points, and I'm just going to walk through the exercises that we've got now. So we're going to begin with a reverse lunge. So you want to have your feet around about hip width apart and toes facing forward, and keeping your torso upright. We're just going to take a step back. You can go down as low as feels comfortable for you, but you push back up, move the back foot back to the beginning, and back down again. We'll stay on the same leg for each circuit, so the next circuit then we'll swap. So if it's just a small step, that's fine too. If you can get right down to the floor, do that. Whichever feels good for you and your body. And then the next workout is a bodyweight squat. Same again. We've all got different biomechanics, we've all got different size and shape pelvises. So find a stance that feels good enough for you, where you can get a good range of movement. You want to have your toes very slightly pointed out, and as you're going down, you're pushing your knees out. Push through to the heels to stand back up. You don't have to go as low as that. Short movement. As long as you can feel everything engaging and pushing up through those heels as we come back up. Third exercise, you're going to need a towel. Any towel will do. And it's still a bodyweight squat, but we're going to press up at the top. So keep the towel by your chest, and you're going to keep some tension on that towel. We go down to the bottom portion of our squat, press up with the towel, and back to the top. Down, press up, back to the top. Again, go with the depth that you feel comfortable with, and back to the top. The next exercise is a push-up. Now, I currently can't do push-ups on my toes. I have to go on my knees. So if you're like me, start off in a plank position, on your toes. Make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders. Drop down to your knees, and we lower our chest to the floor and push straight back up. Again, the range of movement is individual to you, so if it's just a small movement like that, that's fine too. If push-ups are currently a no-go, then we can do wall press instead. Let's see, can you still see there? So it would be the same principle as on the floor, but transferring it to the wall. So arms just slightly outside shoulder width, hands straight opposite to shoulders, and we're going to take our chest to the door and push back up. Okay, and the last one is a plank. There's a few variations of planks, but we're going to do it on our hands with our arms. So rather than on our elbows, we're going to go on our hands. And we need to hold for 30 seconds, so if you can do it with your bums tucked in, head neutral, we can hold there. If you need to, lower your knees to the floor and just hold in that position. Okay, so we're going to set the timer and we're going to start on reverse. Okay, so we should all be warmed up and ready to go and ready to set our interval timers. So we want 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest, and 5 rounds. And we're starting on reverse lunges. We're going to start with our right leg going back. She says. And go. So your hands can do what they want to keep you balanced. Have them out front, have them to the side, cross them over your chest. Whatever helps you to maintain some balance. Keep that torso upright, and we're pushing back up through the legs. Okay, 30 seconds rest. On to the next exercise, which is bodyweight squat. Remember, find the position that feels good for you and your body. Take deep breaths on your breaks. A few seconds, get into position now. 2, 1, and squat. So again, find what works for you in regards to balance. Have your hands on your chest, arms straight out in front. And again, depth is dependent on you and where you're at. Mobility wise, journey wise. Oh, I used to do powerlifting, so depth does come a little bit easier to me. But don't measure it by me. Go at your own individual pace. Okay, rest, 30 seconds. If you need to grab a drink as well. The next one we'll get ready for is bodyweight squat with our towel. So remember, we're pressing up in that bottom position and we're going to keep some tension on the towel. 5 seconds, get ready to go. 3, 2, 1. So towel up, squat, press, and push back through the heels. It's just a small movement if you need to, and push back up. Just keep tension on that towel. And I have to credit this exercise to Lauren Slater. I learned it in one of her classes, and I found it really useful. And she describes it as being a useful way to get used to the bottom portion of the squat. Whew. Take a breather. And now we're on to push-ups. So if you can do them on your toes, I can't at the moment. So we're going to find that position on our knees, so we're starting plank first. And we want our hands just as our shoulder width, but as we're going down, our chest would be, our shoulders would be over our hands. Remember, if it's just a small movement too, that's fine. One more, and we're finishing plank. Take a few deep breaths. So one circuit is 5 minutes, the 2 circuits is 10. If you wanted to do it 3 times, that's 15. It soon adds up. Okay, a few seconds, get ready to get into plank position. 2, 1. Try and keep our bums low, our toes pulled in, and some tension in our quads and glutes. Keep breathing. Lower to the knees if you need to. We've got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Okay, so that was end of round 1. We're going to do that again. Grab a drink first. So hopefully you had a drink, taken a few deep breaths. Ready for round 2, and we're going to start on reverse lunges, left leg going back this time. Getting ready, and go. Remember, all of this is individual to you, so you go to depths that you feel comfortable with. So if it's just a small movement, that's fine, or a tap back, wherever you're at. A few more seconds. Seconds rest, and then we go into bodyweight squats again. Remember, you find your position that feels good. You can experiment as we're going along with the exercises. You might find that you feel more comfortable with a wider squat. You might find you feel more comfortable with a narrower squat. It's all about your own body and finding what works well and feels good for you. Getting ready. Good. Keep it going. You're doing really well. A few more seconds. And rest. Shake it out if you need to. Those quads are feeling a little bit burny. So the next exercises with our towel. Remember, we're going to keep a bit of tension on that towel. You're doing really well. I mean, we're only like about 6 minutes in, already out of breath, so just goes to show. And push up to the top, and push back up. So keep that pressure on the towel. Press, down, push. Squat, press, down, push. Remember, we can keep it a small movement if we need to. Press, push, and again. Keeping that tension on the towel. Press. Well done. Ooh. Push-ups. It's going quick. I keep checking to see if I've missed those workout out. So that's good. Kind of proving my own points here that 10 minutes is definitely enough. Okay, so get ready to get into that push-up position. Again, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Oh, and there's also another variation called box press-ups, where we're literally in the box of ourselves. And we're lowering our chest and our forehead towards the floor. So that's another variation too. Whew. A few more. Well done. Last exercise, plank. That's gone quick, hasn't it? I'm sweating already. So this will be our last one. And then after we finish, just do another 5-minute cool down. Of your choice again, slow dance maybe, or just locate a 5-minute cool down video off YouTube, or do a quick yoga flow. Okay, we finish off with our plank. Whew. So bums down, belly's drawn in, some tension on our quads and our glutes, and we're just going to hold it there. If you're anything like me, you may start to shake round about now. Don't forget, if you need to, you can drop to those knees and finish there. Whew. And we're done. Well done. Do you know what? I'll take you through a really quick yoga flow that I do for a cool down. But I just want to give the disclaimer that I'm not a yoga teacher. at all. So I apologise if I get any of the names wrong. I'll try and explain them from like a fitness instruction point of view. So if we start standing at the edge of our mat, excuse me, excuse that, it's the timer, to say that our round has finished. Well done everyone. And don't forget, if you wanted to repeat that another 2 times, that's 20 minutes, but we'll stop at the 10. So we're going to travel down into a plank position and then push ourselves up into downward dog. So deep breath in, reach up to the sky, and exhale, bend down and touch wherever's comfortable, and toes, shins, knees. And then we want to walk out to the end of our mat, but you can do that straight down, or you can bend your knees a little, whichever's more comfortable for you. Small plank, and then push into downward dog. So make a triangle with your body, and you want to do it as if we're pushing our heels into the floor, and our head is going to go in between our shoulders. Hold that for a few seconds. Now, our right leg is going to lunge forward to the outside of our right hand, as far in as you can. And then once you've done that, lower the back leg gently, and we're just going to hold it there for a few seconds. Feel the stretch on the inside of the left thigh. One more deep breath. Take it back to downward dog. And exactly the same with the other leg. Lunge forward, outside of the left hand. Drop the back leg. And sit into that movement. A few more deep breaths. We go back to downward dog. And all we're going to do is finish in a child's pose. So we drop our knees. I tend to have my knees a little bit wider, it makes room for my belly. So I put my feet together, have my knees wider so that when I go down, there's room for my belly to fit in between my legs. And we just hold it there in child's pose for a few seconds. One more deep breath. Push yourself back up to the centre. Well done everyone, and thank you so much for joining me.